What's up, YouTube? This is Angela back with a new video. A touchy subject that I have been thinking about for the last year or so. Well, is simply related to death. What are some of the things that you think about when it comes to death? Do you know how your life situations would change if your death came about, or how your life situation would come about if death resulted in a loved one or whatever the case may be? So I have been thinking about the death topic in reference to the whole situation when it came to COVID, to where we have lost over 750,000 individuals in the United States and close to 5 million individuals globally. We have lost numerous or unthinkable individuals to the hands of police brutality, at the hands of other individuals, to gangs, to terminal illnesses. Those may be like cancer, old age, or whatever the case may be, car accidents and things of that nature. So my question was, or the question that I asked myself is, what would I say to death, or what questions would I ask death, or how do I feel about death per se, and understanding it before it reaches me? So what would you say to death? Death can be a result to where it's like every day we don't know where or how we will leave this earth. We don't know how long we have on this earth. And these are questions that we cannot ask ourselves. These are questions, even regardless of the situations that we put ourselves in. These are things that we do not know. So in reference to the whole situation, as far as like the COVID situation, the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylor, the other individuals who have lost their lives to police brutality, the whole situation with the Gabby situation and her life being taken at the hands of another individual, what would you say to these persons that took your life? What would you say? So my thing is, whatever, I have constructed a letter to myself in reference to what I would say to individuals that have taken my life. Say for instance, if I died today, what would I say to the person who took my life? Will I forgive them? Will I be, I don't know, what would I be? What kind of feelings would I have? I know that I'm okay, I'm dead. I'm in my grave. I don't have much to say, but what about the people that I'll leave behind and things like that? Whatever. So here's the thing, whatever. The letter that I wrote to myself in reference to what the letter that I will write to my killer is based on a letter that is directed to the person who killed me with or without cause. Nobody has any reason to kill you. I don't give what you did to them or how you did it to them. They have no rights to take the life of another human. Got it? Okay. So the letter goes something like this. And I want you to be responsive in reference to how you feel about this, whatever, and also it should spark the interest of you trying to write, or you writing your own letter to the person that may take your life. It does not necessarily mean that they're taking your life physically. They could be taking your life emotionally, spiritually, and things of that nature. So, or it can be a result of a terminal ill cancer, to where you are faced with dementia, Alzheimer's, you are faced with the various cancers and things of that. Write a letter to these things or persons that may be a result of your death and tell them how you feel. Therefore, you're more comfortable with your demise, and you're more comfortable with yourself as far as like living in life, knowing that one day you will have to face the inevitable. So my letter goes like this. On the day of my death, I never thought that when I woke up this morning, it would be my last day on earth.
I never thought that my life would be taken by a person who was cowardly, who was fearful of an individual who had reason to live. I never thought that my life would be taken by a person who may have found their purpose, or by someone who was still looking for their purpose and place in life. A person who is still trying to figure things out and find his or her direction. Yes, I may have made mistakes, as I am not perfect, but those were supposed to be mistakes that resulted in a lesson learned. Those were supposed to be mishaps that steered me towards a righteous path. The day or night that you came into my life, we could have been the best of friends. We could have shared experiences, emotions, and life challenges. We could have also shared life successes. I was young, striving to be the best, never looking to hurt or cause pain to another person or their family. Your life-shattering and unworldly acts caused me and others pain. But regardless of such cruelty, we will forever be. We will remain alive and well, happy in fact. We will still care. We will still share. We will continue to be physically and mentally present, regardless of someone like you, who will or may carry out other devilish acts because you had a bad day, because life has thrown you a curveball, because someone didn't do something to your liking, or something they did something that you did not like, or because they may have said something that you didn't agree with. They may have behaved in an attitude that wasn't to your liking, because you were fearful or intimidated by my mere presence. You killed me. Shortly after you killed me, my family, friends, and those who never known me had to silently watch as I was lowered into the earth, dust to dust, again becoming a part of its immaculate core. You, my killer, gave me life, even though you took it from me. You, my killer, has uplifted most people's spirits globally, as most people around the world now love me and celebrates the short life that I had the opportunity to live. You, my friend, my killer, the person who transitioned from a man of God to a cold-hearted killer whose presence or whose mere existence will forever be in vain. My killer, a life snatcher, a murderer, a person I thought was my friend, or lover, or confidant, or friend in my head. You stole my life, and you may feel as though you have accomplished something. But even though I lie restfully and chillingly in my grave, you still face life challenges. You are still fearful of those who look and act like me, or those who don't let you have your way, or those who do things that is not to your liking. You are still traveling down unwavering and uneven roads. You will continually face guilt of evil behaviors, knowing that you cannot reverse or change this situation. You will always be, you will always know that you are the one who acted inhumanely, unnecessarily stealing the life of another human. No, I will not haunt you. No, I am not mad at you. No, I wish you no harm. However, I do wish you the best, as I am the person that you have, as I am not the person that you have to answer to when it's your time to leave this amazing world that I had the pleasure of experiencing. Even though you never knew me, even though you may have known me by name, by face, it was reported that I was killed. My name, my face, and the date you pulled the trigger, the date you, the date you choked me out, or the date you strangled me, or however you stole my life, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. The day you took my life or took the life will ever remain in your head and will taunt you for the rest of your life. Your behaviors may even implicate your career and life trajectories. Needless to say, even though you have been swept into societal turmoil and felt that what you did was okay, I do not hold a grudge against you, my friend, my killer, the person which whom I may or may have not had the pleasure of meeting. I forgive you with great sincere. You did not kill me. You provided me with the opportunities to live fulfillingly and fruitfully. I now walk around in the pleasantry of the heavens, where there is no violence, there is no bigotry, distinctiveness, hatred, ridicule, nor identity aversions. We all look alike in the eyes of God, or whichever higher powers you believe in, or whichever higher powers that you do not believe in. We only look different when we see others through individual lenses. Whereas in most cases, these lenses could be distorted by family members, friends, lovers, and acquaintances, and other affiliating factors. You, my killer, the person who took my life, I forgive you. Even though that I'm okay, it does not necessarily make things right. It doesn't justify your actions towards me. It does not justify the situation. I say that I forgive you because I'm at rest. I'm at peace. I don't have to face the turmoils, the life turmoils that, or life curveballs that life subjects you to. But one thing that you must understand is, even though that I'm okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be okay. You will always have it in the back of your head that you did wrong to another human. You will always have it in the back of your head that you took the life of another individual. Even though the situation may not catch up with you in the present, you should bet your bottom dollar that futuristically, the pain, the hurt, the sorrow, your actions, they will all eat at you at one point or another. You know, the saying goes is what goes on in the dirt will always come to the light. Whereas even if you did not get caught for your actions that you have committed in the past or on this present day, your actions will be illuminated in the future, in the near future, either by yourself or either revealed by another person. Know that you are not free. Know that you are not excused. My forgiveness does not say that you should not be held accountable for the actions that you committed towards me. My forgiving you is a result of me not being able to change the situation, of me putting myself in a situation or allowing myself to be in a situation. Me forgiving you is not necessarily about me being stupid or naive. Me forgiving you is about me being a human. Me forgiving you is about me being a part of mankind. Knowing that these are actions that individuals will carry out, whether we like it or not. The majority of the individuals who have lost their lives was to the hands of another individual. superseding the death rates when it comes to the automobile accidents. Whereas those may have been a result of another individual, and superseding the incidence of being diagnosed with a terminal disease, an incurable terminal disease. My killer, the person who took my life, I do forgive you. And like I said before, I am not the person that you have the answers to. Yes, my death has been a result of individuals crying, grieving, feeling as though if they could have did one little thing different in their lives, that they could have changed the situation altogether. But again, we face the inevitable. We never know what tomorrow is going to bring. We never know how we're going to leave this world. We just never know. And that's not something for us to that's not something for us to question. That is something for us to accept. So many times we ask the question as person, why did this happen to me? Or why did this happen to the person that I love the most? Or why did this happen to another individual that was part of my life? You can't ask yourself that questions. You just have to give praise. You just have to accept it. You have to appreciate it. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very challenging mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It will be emotional, most definitely. It will bring like complexities into your life where you feel as though that you cannot live your life without this individual. But what we have to realize is that life goes on. We will still be subjected to individuals who have taken the lives or who will take the lives of other individuals. To this day, the majority of us who are in relationships don't know who the partner is that we sleep with every night. To this day, we don't know what the capabilities of the people, we don't know the capabilities of the people that we go to work with and spend the majority of our days. We don't know their capabilities. We don't know if they're capable of murder. We don't know if they're capable of suicide. We don't know what they are going through. And to a certain extent, we are afraid to ask ourselves these questions. We are afraid to ask individuals, how are you today? Asking a person, how are you today, whatever, will change the whole dynamics of how they operate in that moment and on. It's a terrifying situation, the world that we live in. It is terrifying. Because here it is where we have so many answer questions. Well, we try to stay inside or stay away from the certain situations or certain environments. Whereas not the way, but even though we try to stay away from these certain situations or certain environments, whereas we want to be safe, or we try to keep our children or our loved ones away from certain situations and environments. Those may not necessarily be the situations that take them off that results in their death. We make decisions for ourselves. Sometimes we make rebellious situations because we have people who's in our life trying to tell us what to do. We make situations because somebody has told us that they loved us wholeheartedly. When in so many cases they have the coldest heart ever, where they don't have the capabilities to love. It's more so about them telling you what you want to hear when you want to hear it. When they feel as though that you are the most vulnerable or you're in a vulnerable state. Not to get off topic, but that could be a whole totally different discussion in itself. So in reference to the killer, the Larry Garrett the killer. I said that I forgive you and I mean it. I don't wish you any harm. To you or your family. But one thing that you must know, what you have done to me will catch up with you. Maybe not now. Maybe not in the next few years, but later on it will catch up to you. This goes out to everybody who has lost their lives to the hands of another individual. This goes out to all the individuals who have lost their lives to the COVID pandemic, and all the parents, all the spouses, all of the individuals or the loved ones that may be suffering, that continually ask themselves, why did this happen to this person, or why did this happen to me, or why did this happen to whoever? Sit down and take a moment. The person who has already lost their lives don't have the opportunity to write themselves a letter to the thing or the person that has stolen their lives, that has resulted in their early demise. If you're a person who has lost a loved one to the hands of another individual, to a terminal illness, what would you say to them? What would you say to that thing or to that person? Sit down and write it. When you start to forgive this thing or this person, when you start to really accept that death is a part of life, it will make the grieving process so much easier and so much better. It will. Write the letter. Don't be afraid. Pick up an ink pen, a piece of paper. Sit down and write. Just write. You don't have to organize your thoughts. Just let it go. Even if you have to cry, even if you have to shout. Allow your tears to stain the paper, to distort the ink. But write. My name is Angela Pierce, and this is my letter to death. Write your letter to death now, as we never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So many times we sit around and we wait.
Thanks so much for being there, Lily. Situations like this are not the easiest.
And in most cases, we find that tomorrow is too late.